Deal to reopen government falters over Democrats' distrust of Trump by Alexander Bolton. Democratic support for a potential deal to reopen the government has crumbled because of deep mistrust among Senate Democrats over whether President Trump will act in good faith to extend health insurance subsidies or to stop firing federal workers. Senate Democrats rejected an emerging proposal Thursday to reopen the government that would have linked a stopgap funding bill known as a continuing resolution to 3 full-year appropriations bills funding military construction, Veterans Affairs, the Department of Agriculture, and the legislative branch.
Dropped some last night?
Democratic senators discussed the proposal at lunch and concluded it did not include strong enough assurances that Trump and the Republican-controlled House would renew enhanced health insurance subsidies under the Affordable Care Act that are due to expire in January. "We've got a bunch of keys and you are trying to find the right key to fit a lock. We just have to have another key," said a Democratic senator who attended the meeting. While Democratic senators on Thursday rejected the proposal hashed out by a group of centrists led by Sen's Gary Peters, Democrat from Michigan, Jean Shaheen, Democrat from New Hampshire, and Angus King, Independent from Maine, they are still looking for a way to end the shutdown soon. But Democrats say their rocky relationship with Trump is a huge obstacle. Senate Majority Leader John Thune, Republican from South Dakota, needs at least 8 Democratic votes to reopen the government, which has been shut for 37 days.
Why?
Right now, he is 5 Democratic votes short of what he needs. He has failed to assure nervous Democrats that Trump would embrace a proposal to extend health insurance subsidies beyond December. Thune has scheduled a vote Friday on a House-passed government funding measure with the intention of amending it to add the compromise proposal that Republican and Democratic centrists hashed out in recent days. The vote is expected to fail. Democrats say Thune cannot promise that Trump will stop freezing federal funds appropriated by Congress or that he will abandon the use of pocket decisions to claw back appropriated monies. They worry Trump will continue to fire federal workers if they vote to reopen federal departments and agencies. The Democratic senator who attended Thursday's decisive caucus meeting said Trump has not shown any inclination at all to reach a deal with Democrats to reduce health care costs. Instead, Trump has pressed Thune to change the Senate's rules to eliminate the filibuster, which would completely sideline Senate Democrats. Senator Peter Welch, Democrat from Vermont, who participated in the talks to reopen the government, said he trusts Thune to stick to a deal, but he does not trust Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican from Louisiana, who is closely allied to Trump and the MAGA base, to do the same. "I trust John Thune, but here is a fact. It is beyond his control if we get an enforceable agreement because we have to get buy-in from the House of Representatives," he said on the Senate floor. Senate Democratic Whip Dick Durbin, Illinois, said Trump refused to stick to the deal Senate Republicans negotiated during the 2018-19 government shutdown. That standoff was triggered by a fight over the U.S.-Mexico border wall and immigration policy. "We had a bipartisan negotiation to solve the problem, came up with a bill. Senator Susan Collins, Republican from Maine, was involved. And at the very last minute, President Trump pulled out the rug out from under all the negotiators and said, 'There will be no bill,'" Durbin recounted from Trump's first term. Some Democrats still have shell shock from this summer, when Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer, Democrat from New York, negotiated with Thune a potential deal to confirm more than 140 of Trump's stalled executive branch nominees. White House officials were looped in on the talks, but when Trump got briefed on the emerging deal, he blew it up and told Schumer in a post on Truth Social to go to hell. Trump dismissed the Democratic negotiating position in August as egregious and unprecedented. He is now using the same heated rhetoric, declaring in a 60 Minutes interview that he will not be extorted. Instead of negotiating with Democrats, Trump is now pressing Senate Republicans to change the chamber's rules to circumvent Democratic opposition. Wednesday ignored the latest letter from Schumer and House Democratic leader Hakeem Jeffries, Democrat from New York, asking for a meeting. "Democrats stand ready to meet with you face-to-face anytime and any place," they wrote. Trump answered with silence. Senator Tim Kaine, Democrat from Virginia, said Trump's attempts to bully Democrats has instead emboldened them to stand their ground. "It has made it easier for people to stick together that Trump has treated the whole process with such disrespect," leaving the country, putting out videos of the Democratic leaders with sombreros on, refusing to meet, refusing to engage, Kynes said. Trump seems to think in his mind, I can bludgeon you by threatening you. That does not really work. At the start of the shutdown, Trump posted an AI-manipulated video on social media that falsely depicted Schumer lamenting the political woes of the Democratic Party and depicted Jeffries wearing a crudely animated sombrero and handlebar mustache. Many Democrats found the gag video highly offensive, and it set the tone for the weeks that followed. Swing state Democrats who might be inclined to vote for a deal to reopen the government are holding back because they do not trust Trump. He is certainly not helping, Senator Raphael Warnock, Democrat from Georgia, said of Trump. He is the one who said several years ago that if you are in a shutdown fight, it is the president's fault. It is the president's job to convene everybody and get to a reasonable solution, and he is doing the exact opposite. It is who he is, he added. Warnock said he was rattled by Trump's post on Truth Social earlier in the week declaring food assistance benefits would only get paid once the government ends. The statement appeared to defy two federal court orders from days earlier. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt later softened that statement, telling reporters the administration is fully complying with the court directives. Senator Mark Warner, Democrat from Virginia, who has been a key player in past bipartisan negotiations, is staying out of the talks to reopen the government. He told The Hill that he does not have confidence Trump will adhere to whatever deal Senate negotiators reach. I do not have a lot of faith that any of my traditional partners would be willing to go against Trump, he said. Democrats view Trump's support for a deal to address the expiring health insurance subsidies as critical to securing their vote. Without Trump's public approval, Democrats do not think Thune can deliver 60 Senate votes to keep health insurance premiums in check, or, if it passes the Senate, a vote in the House. Thune acknowledged Thursday that his power is limited. I cannot, and I have made this very clear to them, I cannot guarantee them an outcome. I can guarantee them a process. They can litigate the issue, get the vote on the floor, he said. Presumably, they have some way of getting a vote in the House at some point, but I cannot speak for the House, Thune added. And obviously, I cannot guarantee an outcome here. Johnson on Thursday declined to promise a vote on a bill to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies, arguing the House has already done its job by passing a clean bill to fund the government through November 21. Peters, one of the leading centrist Democratic negotiators, said the failure of Republican leaders to promise a House vote on the subsidies was a significant problem.